I mean, moving into this matchup, I'm very keen to see exactly how ATK Oshun are going to be taking up this setup. You know, like you said, mentioning what we said about Aperture, just don't be too technical, get that utility in, and let's get that double up on the peak, like especially if you're going up against a team that's got such heavy hitters in terms of the firepower that we do see coming through from ATK Oshun. Let's double up those numbers. We take one peak, let's get, you know, a double swing going through. Let's get those crossfires in place, and hopefully we could be seeing Aperture gaining momentum to find those cracks in the defense of ATK Oshun. But enough. It is finally time to see what exactly Aperture will be bringing to the table here with that pistol round.
Well, it's loud and proud right now as they just charge their way straight up towards the safe bomb site. Utility usage coming through as well. Straight through the CT smoke. They smoked left side of site. I don't think there's any more util for the T side. So there will be a gap to the right, but they're going to push up skinny. So that smoke should offer enough cover for them to get onto the site. And ATK not directly contesting ramp. They're still playing from a distance right now, but they can't stop the plant. So they're going to have to retake.
I like that setup coming through here from Aperture, managing to get one player in to get that bomb down, but slowly, I was going to say slowly, slowly, we're seeing ATK finding those faults, but Shevs from the back line finding two might be just enough of a distraction to get Aperture a win into this round.
Yeah, great job coming through on the lurk there from Shevs. Now it's ATK who have to get a move on, and IGS has found a frag. There's a catcher on 2SSB as well, but she's not left alive anymore. It's Lunatic who's going to finish it off with the 1 versus 2. Great work coming through from her, and it's Aperture who open up first.
Yeah, the Lunatic absolutely keeping to her namesake. Between Shevs as well, with that 2-3 split. A great opportunity from Aperture. I really do like the way that they managed to get that flank in just in the nick of time, quite literally, and very sneaky there with that bomb plant. But hey, what a fantastic start here coming through from Aperture FE. That will relegate them now to, or promote them rather, to those SMGs. Even got a P90 in the hands of Shevs, so we'll be very keen to see where they're going to be taking that one through. Whereas for the likes of ATK Oshun, it's a full force into this one to try and stop the momentum of Aperture as soon as they possibly can.
I really like that pistol round from Aperture, and I like the util usage. Now we're going to see them having to deal with the force spy out of the CT side, and they make their way through mid. Can actually look to split into the A bomb side, interestingly enough. Not a strat you see too often on Vertigo. And the players towards ramp will trade their way forward. Megs is found in isolation. It's flanks on flanks right now. You got a couple of the CTs who are making their way through the B sites, you know, tracking these T players, tracing them. So it means that there is a timer right now for Aperture, and Jess would love to just buy some time for the flanks to come through from her teammates.
Just missing that bomb plant. Bomb will go down. Great flank coming through. As we mentioned, again, this seems to be the go-to for Aperture, but now it's going to be push coming through from the 2-piece here of ATK Oshun to try and get that res coming in. Hopefully they can get the bomb plant sooner than later, but it'll be all up to Creative now, ousted from the bomb site.
And they did a lot of damage though. Both Maya and Sen take some chip damage from that. She's got a kits as well, does Creative. Tracking her way forward. She hasn't been able to catch anyone. Although that's a nice angle. Finds the one. And it's an idea as to where Sen could be, but unfortunately can't get the kill. Good attempt coming through from Creative, but it's Aperture who have opened up 2-0 here on their own map pick.
Very interesting.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, this is going to be the easiest of the lot so far for Aperture. Barely any investment will come through from the CT side. Maybe an upgraded pistol here or there. Creative's got an HE grenade as well. But this is going to be a very good opportunity for a third round on the board. Good start. That's going to settle the nerves for APG as well. Always want to start well on LAN. Get those first rounds on the board. I do like this from the CT side. I think it's always important to try something out of the ordinary in your full eco. And that double push through mid or the double kill is at least inflicted a bit of damage.
That's exactly what you would want to see. I mean, especially when you're relegated down to pistols, let's get some creativity going here. Get a bit of a surprising start on the side of the terrorist. And they actually will be awarded an AK for that one. So very curious to see. Looks like they will definitely be going for this one. Doesn't look like I can see a kit on the side, so they have to be quick about it. And for the side of Aperture, they just have to hold crossfires and keep this clean.
Well, at this point, this shouldn't be about winning the round for Aperture. It's just about making sure they don't lose too many players in the process of winning the round. As you say, no kit means time's of the essence, although that is one kill that comes through. 2 players left remaining, both towards Skinny. Casey's got the AK. She'll find a frag. She needs to be covered, though. Unfortunately, Jess won't be able to keep her teammates alive. Yeah, great work coming through from Phoenix, and that's essentially a 1 versus 3.
Oh, that was an incredible show. I mean, that was... Okay, so there's a lot to break down here. Obviously, great. Aperture going to be picking up the third round, but that was very close for the side of ATK. They went into that with like a P250, I think I saw a 5.7 and USPs. And they got awarded not only an AK, a couple of kills off of the back of that, but they also really did a number on the economy that we saw coming through from Aperture, losing out 4 players in a match that should have been a very easy slide for them. Hopefully that's not gonna negate their confidence moving into this round.
As for ATK, they're going to be very happy with the fact that they were able to get 4 kills in that round, because now they know if they win this next gun round, they break that T-side economy. So it's a very good opportunity that presents itself, and there's nothing too aggressive from the CTs. They know how important this round is. That's why they're not taking any unnecessary risks, holding angles, forcing APG to make the next move. Maya's lost her head, and with that, Aperture will regroup and head over towards ramp.
I'm actually very curious to see how exactly Aperture is going to play this one out, because this is obviously our first buy round. This is really where ATK can control a little bit more of the pacing, so we've seen them obviously slow it down quite a bit more. This is the slowest we've seen Aperture actually take a round into this Vertigo matchup so far. So now, as it is a 5v3, Phoenix finding an opener with Ooh, Meeks just getting the trade. But it is going to be down to a 2v3 with Phoenix down to 8 HP to try and take this round for APG.
Yeah, but Phoenix is gaming right now, man. 2 important kills here in this round as well. Coming through from her, she brings this back into contention for Aperture. Problem is, both Sen and Phoenix are ridiculously low. 11 points of health between the two of them, but they will still net a bomb plant, so at least that's ensuring a bit of extra money going into the next round. And they both, oh, never mind, not both been able to make it back to safety, as Casey catches one and Phoenix is surely done for.
Yeah, I was going to say I was expecting just like a straight save in that situation there. I mean, she was like, what, they're on 8 HP. With the 3 players that we had out from the likes of ATK, wasn't necessarily expecting much in that situation, but at least they did net that bomb plant. Yeah, a very slow-paced matchup that we saw there coming through from Aperture. The first round that we actually get to see their slower play. So now we need to just see how they're going to be locking that one down. I mean, losing those players without any sort of, trades moving into that situation, if they can tighten that up a little bit more, they might be a bit of a stronger force moving into the bomb sites.
Let's see what sort of force they are here in this round. They've got upgraded pistols and a bit of utility, but it is an eco round. If they could find a plant, that would be ideal. A few kills coupled with that, even better. Have employed some utility here to try and create the space for a plant, but they're just being picked apart as they close the gap. And it is going to be ATK who now settle the nerves. They win their first gun round and they're able to deal with the anti-eco decisively as well. And with that, now they're going to have consistency behind them, and they'll start to settle into the game as well. This is where it's going to become difficult for Aperture. Now that ATK are getting into the groove, this is when the challenge becomes significant.
I mean, it's what we highlighted in that pistol round there for ATK Oshun. I mean, they went into that with USPs and they got away with that with 4 eliminations. So a little bit of an alarming effect that we saw on the likes of APG. They immediately then went into their first buy, got that pace slowed down, and now once again their momentum is being stunted. So moving into this one, a bit of an interesting buy, I would say. We've got Phoenix up with the AWP. We've got 2 AKs, 1 galley, and a pistol. That will very quickly be going back into the lobby as Chefs gets taken down there. A nice little push coming through from Casey to Neto 1. We take a look at that 4v4, as it looks like Aperture will be applying some pressure into the middle.
Yeah, I mean, talking about pressure in towards mid, Casey just charging her way through ruthlessly and relentlessly there. Man, head first, as she does get a kill, but goes down straight afterwards, and that means 2 SSB is now called into action. She's going to re-peek mid. Ooh. I thought that was her who hit the follow. She doesn't leg the player who dies to the molly.
I'm not sure if that icon meant that they actually died to the actual bottle or the fire of the molly, but hey, we'll take a look at this. Mai at least finding me, so a little bit of revenge for that molly kill. Ooh, and a follow-up onto I Hate Jess, but here we go, 2 SSB stepping up as the captain here of ATK Oshun and saying, enough is enough, thank you very much. We'll be taking our 3rd round, and we tie it up here for ATK and APG. What are you seeing so far from the likes of APG? Like, what's standing out as potentially the main issue that they're finding?
Well, I mean, it just seems like it's finishing off the round. I mean, they're getting in good positions, getting in strong positions, you know, able to get in towards the bomb sites or get the initial phase of map control. But when it comes to actually, you know, locking down the post plants, that's maybe where they're struggling a bit. But it's not even like they're making any significant mistakes. They're just kind of getting overpowered right now, as you see is the case in this round as well. I mean, keep in mind, someone like 2SSB, she's been playing Counter-Strike in South Africa for, you know, it's like 7 years now, basically. There's so much experience. She's been overseas. She's been in and amongst the scene for a very long period of time. So, you know, she's got a lot of experience and very talented player as well. That's what makes it so tough for APG.
No, I mean, it's look, especially for the likes of 2SSB, like I said, it's not just the fact that she's been playing for 7 years. She's been playing for 7 years, specifically in the FE scene, in the top teams. Year after year after year, she has been within those top ranks, either going overseas or winning those trophies or winning those medals. So the experience definitely is there. Like you said, 3 of the players here from the ATK Oshun team have gone to the Gold Gamer World Finals. And now they're just looking for a back-to-back win. And moving into this matchup, they have not lost a single map. We still have to yet see a single map be dropped from the likes of ATK Oshun. So Aperture, they have quite a tall order on their feet here.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, everybody who plays against this ATK team is going to have a tough time of it. Just going back to 2SSB, she's got quite an interesting story in that she ended up, I think, immigrating out of South Africa, if I'm not mistaken, for a period. And then we got invited, or we had the ESL Impact opportunities and Girl Gamer as well. So she came back to compete in those events, or she was here on holiday inadvertently. I don't know what the exact detail was. And then qualified and was like, well, I guess I got to just, you know, now go overseas and play. But yeah, either way. Important gun round here as Proxy. We haven't had too many gun rounds, and APG started well here on the map by winning the pistol, winning against the Force and the Eco, but we need to see them win these gun rounds as well.
Yeah, that's really going to be the definition, the starting point there potentially for Aperture. If they can get a gun round away from the likes of ATK Oshun, then we can start cooking with a little bit of heat, right? Then we can start cooking with some momentum. And here it is, that push up ramp immediately just ahead of the molly. So they'll have a little bit of spacing, but we do see a bit of a delay. I had just a spicy pick, but we can see Chevs now moving in once again with that flanking position just to back up their teammate. Casey now left as a solo here with a little bit of backup coming in around the corner. Aperture have to be fast.
Yeah, they do, and they are. They've got the kills, they've got the bomb plant coming through as well. They've weathered the storm phenomenally well on the, say, bomb site while getting the plants as well. Now it's about getting back into favorable post-plant positions. They keep favoring Skinny, and that's something that they maybe need to look at, is that they take some more post-plant positions than just Skinny, because it just kind of corrals them. It funnels them into a single place, and then it's a bit easier for ATK to find the kills. This time, they didn't really have much of an option. Molly forces them back into Creative. A smoke on the site as well. Does Meg stick the defuse? Looks like it, but it doesn't matter because Creative is covering her anyway.
What a massive flank coming through from Creative, and I like what you've highlighted there for APG. They keep going to Skinny, so especially for the likes of ATK who've been so aggressive. I mean, Creative pushing through all the way into mid, all the way into ramp, has completely free reign just to pick off her teammates, and that call should have been there. They knew that that threat was there, so absolutely, let's lock it down with those crossfires, especially after those post plants. We can see a much better performance coming through from Aperture, though. I do like how aggressive they're being. They are managing that aggression from ATK, at least in terms of that site execution. But they should know by now that, you know, ATK is feeling it a little bit. They're gonna be a little bit over aggressive and try and flank you.
I mean, I will say though that Aperture are getting in good positions. It's not like they're just losing these rounds, you know, from spawn. They're getting in winnable positions. However, are they going to clear Casey? Doesn't look like it. Casey spoiled for options. Eventually saps up too. It takes them very long to realize where they're being killed from, and that's just because there's so many players there for the T side. They think it's one of their own.
I mean, we can't really blame them in that situation. You won't really be expecting to turn around and just see a CT looking you dead into the eyes, but I hear Jess completely blindly, somehow finding a double spray down as we take a look at Cien now having to just bear it all in a 1v3. But IHS will be very happy for her 3K right there. And that beautiful crossfire that we saw there from ATK Oshun. Very cheeky. Really do love the setup that they had there.
Yeah, and I appreciate the attempt from Aperture, just changing up the approach. The problem is, you've got 5 players pushing in there. One of them has to check that corner. You can't all get caught off guard by nobody just checking to see if a CT had a good spawn and beat you to the punch. So that was what cost them heavily in that round. Yeah, Jess has also raced up to 9 kills, by the way, so she's in a good position. Creative's done work. Everybody's pitching up here. And I'm looking forward to seeing Creative and Jess a bit more because they're the names I'm less familiar with on ATK. So it's good to see them doing some heavy hitting.
Absolutely, and please don't let it stop now. I mean, regardless, for the rest of the day, we want to see more. Casey, once again, getting a little bit of an opportunity here towards middle. Second time in, and at least an immediate punish coming through from Aperture, so they do get that trade. But it is after quite a lot of damage has been dealt. You can see Phoenix and Leah the Lunatic already down to 8 and 14 HP respectively. So it was a hard hit from Casey, and now they need to turn this up into some sort of a win condition here.
Yeah, again, it's not so much about winning the round. If you're APG, you're looking for damage. You want kills just to try and tenderize that CT side economy. I mean, you got 3 players who have a lot of money, but Megs and Casey both pretty broke right now. So if you can just force them to rebuy some guns, you keep that economy honest, you win a gun round, and a round after that, then they probably have to eco, right? So that's the main thing they're looking for. That's why you don't really want to get overly aggressive as the CT side right now. You don't have to force the issue. Map control is less important when you're playing against an eco because you can just win the gunfights out when they come through to you, so you don't need as much info.
Oh, this is going to be quite a bit of a goofy round here. We've got 2 players now up for the likes of APG, at least with an M4 in hand, in the likes of Sen. And they are split up. It's a 1-1. Leah in the middle with a P250 is going to find Meegs, and lo and behold, finds the barrel of an M4. Over towards Sen at this point in time, and we're looking at the economy that they have here. Maybe getting a kill and getting away with a gun might be more worthwhile, but I hate Jay says no thank you. I'm looking for those double digits, and will be happily taking that one up.
Yeah, it's a hot streak coming through from ATK, isn't it? They've
Absolutely.
won, what, all 7 rounds in a row.
Casually, you know, just a Friday,
it's not like
Friday
it's
afternoon.
Been, I mean, yeah, as if, right? Who would have thought? But what I will say is, it's not like it's been uncontested rounds. They've been a number of them have come down to, you know, retakes, 2v2s, and those sorts of things. Aperture running out of time though. Only 5 rounds left in this first half, and they need to get more on the board than just the 3 they've got so far. And it's the gun rounds that are the most difficult, S-Proxy. It's the gun rounds that are the most challenging when you're the underdogs. That's where you really feel the disparity in the firepower between the 2 teams.
I agree with you, and the thing is, they have been so incredibly close. It just feels like they need that extra second of just quickness, you know, just getting up to the take and maybe just overpowering the likes of ATK, just stopping them in their tracks. And they definitely have the firepower for it. I mean, you saw Phoenix just absolutely wrecking things up, but here it comes. Meegs now just pushing down the likes of Ramp. Was supported at least for a little while longer with her teammate, but now it's a solo duo, and she's just happy to take any and all eliminations she could possibly find. Got that bomb unfortunately isolated now in the form of Sen, as Shevs is trying to hold on into this mid container and will not be finding an accessibility there. Now it's all up to that B site.
I do like that ATK are now playing with a bit of gall, right? Yeah, exactly. They're running at their opponents now. They're making them uncomfortable. They're not giving them space to set up for executes and roam around the map and, you know, work their way into the round. They're throwing a wrench in the works, making life very awkward and uncomfortable for Aperture, who now have to eco again. They could be spending more money here in these ecos. You know, they could be getting a little bit more utility. They could be getting some more armor. You know, you've got the max round loss bonus behind you. You know, you're getting $3,400. So really, it's only your AWPer who has to keep around $3,000 each fight to around like 1.5k even. And that way, you get extra util. However, they got 2 kills here.
I like that. And again, APG have been so good with these fast-paced rounds. They really, this is what's been affording them all of their wins, all of their bomb plants. Right, here we go. Off of the back of that beautiful rush towards ramp, and they get a bomb plant. And now it is Creative and Casey to take on the likes of Phoenix and Leah the Lunatic.
Problem is they don't have armor on the T side, so aim punch is going to be a massive factor.
Oof.
And they now know where Phoenix is. Is her teammate able to help her is a question. No, that's TK. That's TK. Creative's going to look to stick to the fuse, but no, Phoenix will track her down. And that was just pure pressure. You're in the 1v1. You still have so much time. It's against an eco. You don't have to stick the defuse in the smoke. Just tap the bomb and go for the kill.
Oh, no, I didn't even... There was so much that happened in that moment. That TK that came through right as we saw, I believe it was Phoenix going down. Oh, just... massive opportunity now for Aperture, and this is what they need to do. This is the momentum shift that could potentially catapult them. Like I said, those quick rounds have been so good for APG. Can they translate that into a more sustainable way of picking up rounds, as we've only got 2 more rounds on the T side left to go?
Yeah, they still haven't won a gun round. Now they've won an eco and everything after the pistol for those first 3 rounds. Can they win a gun round here? It would really go a long way in improving the look of this first half. Good kill coming through from 2SSB. 4 versus 3. Quickly changed into a 3v2.
I mean, what can you do when that AWP is going so fast? It's not CS2 here, CSGO. So we were expecting some AWP shenanigans, and of course 2SSB right up and close and personal, playing an aggressive AWPing position here alongside the likes of IHS. Oh, spotted out. Great return. Phoenix is going to stay alive, but 2SSB still holding this B site and will be completely cleaning things up. That is quite a close round, honestly, for ATK Oshun. Again, the buy rounds have been close, but just not quite enough from APG to get over the line.
I mean, they got in a good position that round, though, didn't they? They were able to trade the initial kills. It was like 3v3, 2v2 kind of thing. So they do bring it down to the wire, but unfortunately, that's where they falter. And that's where the experience has such a big difference. You know, when you get into those 2v2s, those reads, the calls, the decisions that you make, heavily impacted by experience of being in those situations in times gone by makes... Well, she's been in this position before, and she's fragging like a beast. Could find a third. Ooh. No, can't control the spray, but still good damage.
A little bit of a return. IHS there for the cleanup to find 2. Sen now lost alive, and 2SSB up in your face with an AWP. We'll say thank you very much as we go into our last round of the T-side half here for the likes of Aperture. For those of you who are just joining us, this has been Aperture's pick. So they were the ones who elated to send us to the beautiful plains of Vertigo on our 52-story building. That's giving me a little bit of vertigo, but hey, now they have that opportunity here potentially to get that last round, and then we'd be going into half with a 10-5 scoreline. Gonna be a tough one.
Yeah, that would be best case scenario as well, 10-5, assuming they're able to win this last round of the half and do something they haven't done yet throughout the half, which is win a gun round. Charging their way into middle, Jess will find another. She's been great. 16 kills to her name. Oh, that's Casey we're looking at right now, excuse me. 16 kills, my goodness, Casey's just been dominating this first half as ATK will reign supreme in towards middle. They do not let anybody pass.
Ooh. Gotta clean it up with style. Absolutely just violence and chaos there towards that mid side there. And again, it's understandable why Casey's sitting on the kills that she is, because she has just been pushing middle and applying that pressure for APG as a solo. It's been a little bit wild. It's a little bit chaotic, but it's been really good to see ATK, as you said, now finally picking up that aggression, picking up that confidence. Now they're going to take that kind of momentum over to their T side. This is where we start to spell a little bit of an overflow coming through here from ATK. Potentially now, this is where they start to run away with it.
Well, if they win the pistol, then Aperture are in a very difficult spot, and Phoenix is going to feel the pressure in towards middle. Herself and Sen will stand tall. They're able to get 2 kills between them. Chevs rotates through as well. And Aperture absolutely on course to win both of these pistol rounds, man. Pistol round goddesses here on Vertigo as they just clean up ATK.
I mean, it's the ecos, it's the pistols. I mean, just by deagles and Tech 9s for the rest of the day, and maybe we could be seeing a very different matchup. We've got an XM coming out now as well from the likes of Phoenix, so a lot of close quarter combat potential here. A lot of the MP9s not being picked up, and ATK Oshun obviously going for that full save just to try and stabilize that T-side economy. So expecting a 5-woman rush up towards looks like the side of A.
Yeah, going to be looking for a bomb plant here on the T side. Shouldn't be able to get one, you know, not with just loss coming into the round, but they found 2 kills. Oh, Sen is going to hold it down. A triple kill on the spray transfer. However, 2SSB still has full health. The problem is she hasn't been able to recover any guns.
Yeah, unfortunately, all the guns, as you can see, they're in between the blood here towards the A sites. Just to take a couple more steps to get to that point. But with Glock in hand, maybe a bit of a surprise coming through from that skinny side. Got an MP9 right up ahead of them, so let's go take a look. Oh no, it's a shotgun. That is not the gun you want to find on an eco. That is the last person you want to be able to find.
Yeah, they're called the alligator for a reason, man. You don't want to cross paths with that thing in close distance. At range, no problem. An alligator over there on the other side, I'm happy. I'm not. Yeah, I'm scared of it. I'll take a photo even.
Right close
next
up
to you like that. Yeah. No, thank you.
I'm a leave. I'm a Alt F4 right there. But hey, that's the opportunity now. APG FE, once again, off of the back of that wonderful pistol round, have actually converted that into a second win. Beautiful spray transfer that we saw coming through from Sen there. I mean, with an MP9 of all weapons, not an easy feat.
I mean, having said that, if you're ATK, you're still very happy with the outcome of that round because you get 3 kills and you didn't invest anything. We are going to see a bit of a timing on a wave of utility coming through from the CT side. I'm keen to see how APG go about their business here towards ramp. They do have 2 players on the A bomb site. It's Chevs in conjunction with Leah the Lunatic, who wants to get information but bites off more than she can chew. And that's now going to gain A side control for ATK.
A little bit of a slowdown here as Meeks finds that first opener over towards Phoenix, and now so slowly but surely we can see ATK pincering this A site, just locking the angles down, making it incredibly difficult for APG to get a word in edgewise, but Sen at least good for one, but the trade's just better on the side of ATK Oshun, and now it's all down to Mai with the scouts, and unfortunately we'll be finding the barrel of IHS, and has decided that they don't like that. 12-6 is the scoreline. ATK Oshun have just been over on something else.
Yeah, Casey went full moth mode there as well, by the way. I don't know if you caught that. Just ran into her own molly. That was the end of her run in that round. Yeah, that's true. I can't blame her. Either way, 12-6 Aperture. Now going to have to eco. And you see, this is what I was talking about, S-Proxy. This is a result of all the pistol kills that ATK get in the eco round. They lose. However, they're suffering a lot of pistol kills right now as well. No need to reface this. Oh, okay. There's a big flank coming through from Phoenix as well. My goodness. Great work out of Aperture. Is there a way that Phoenix can salvage this? There should be an AK for her to pick up. She doesn't have armor, though.
I'm going to start with that opener here. Casey holding close. SSB getting the bomb down, and Casey just... This has been Casey's territory. That stair line has just been her territory. No concern whatsoever. But there it is. 13-6. Great work coming through here from the likes of ATK Oshun. They really have been so aggressive, and that we do have to give that round up to the likes of APG. That was very quickly potentially going to go a very different way.
I didn't actually catch the fact that they force bought there. I thought it was actually an eco, so that does mean that there's more implications for losing that. It's not just about damage. You actually want to win the round itself, and because they aren't able to accomplish that, now it puts them in an awful position. Almost a guaranteed 14-6 scoreline, which you'd probably say is an unassailable lead.
Yeah, it's very tough, especially on the likes of on Vertigo, but all right, Megs coming through here with a double, just opening up the A side like a can of worms, and now Sen and the likes of the teammates now having to hold on here with Doolies. It's gonna fight IHS, but again, that AWP up close and personal to SSB, just keeping up the aggression here from the likes of ATK. Oh.
Okay, another kill will come through. So at least that's going to keep ATK's economies somewhat, down to earth. It's not like it's snowballing out of control.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too
I mean,
crazy.
it's not even like they've got a full buy in the bank, right? If they lose round, they get $1,400, so it would be okay. But this is a must-win round for APG. There's no two ways about it.
Like we said, winning this gun round, specifically just winning any gun round, was the goal there for APG, but this one in particular is going to be that pivotal point. I mean, if they don't take this, then ATK is knocking on the door of their first win of the day, and that just means more momentum going their way. Great little bit of nade damage. Oh, Meg's down to 3 HP, but somehow, some way, still alive. And now we can take a look at this. ATK slowing it down here in that midline.
Good kill coming through from Casey as they stay slowing it down, but then they turn up the pace straight into Phoenix. They go, and she gets 3 on the spray down. Beautiful work coming through from her.
We love to see, but 2SSB now left in 1v3 with that AWP. Has been so good up close and personal to defend the bomb side, but now here it is attacking with an AWP. Let's see what 2SSB can bring to the table.
Don't counter out of this. Do not counter out of this. They need to swing. As soon as she gets 1 kill or fires off 1 shot, she's exposing herself. She's going aggressively to try and find a frag. And now they all need to just swing all together. Push, and there we go. At least they will push as soon as they hear the pistol shots being fired through. And they will just completely overwhelm 2SSB. I mean, there's a world she wins that, but she has to hit the first shot. Then it's knife out, jump back to default, and line up the second.
Yeah, I mean, that was a 50-50 in that situation, but at least we saw that coming through from APG. Stepping in immediately, they got that information, that opportunity was laid out for them, and they get that win with 3 players still up. But I mean, have to give kudos there to Phoenix. Picking up that 3K in middle towards that B side, that definitely was the turning point for them. And hey, that's the gun round in their pocket that they've won, and now maybe they can turn this up into a bit of a more interesting matchup. This is definitely the best we've seen from APG versus ATK so far in the Guild Gamer competition.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. They're pushing ATK. And I'd say that the scoreline is not a very accurate reflection of how close this game's been. I think there's rounds APG could have converted that they haven't. If they win this round, though, 14-8 is guaranteed to become 14-9 because there's no money for the CT side. As IHS has a fantastic... Oh, it's not even her. It's actually... It is her. Oh, all right. But she has a Mac 10. I'm confused because on the HUD it says an AK. That's why my brain is just being broken right now.
Yeah, no, my brain also shut down. I was like, I saw an AK, I see a Mac 10, I can't understand. But it's fine. There it is. KC gonna be finding Sen. It's gonna be down to Phoenix. There's a potential. I didn't see the economy before we went to break. But there it is. Ooh. Okay, MP9 scouts and 1 M4 to stop ATK from winning this first match.
Yeah, it doesn't look great, does it? And ATK, they're just moving with pace right now, straight in towards the safe bomb side. It's the brute force approach. They'll find the first kill on Shevs and a second to open it up. And that should be the map as good as done.
You can't stop ATK when they get that momentum. I mean, we talked about how APG was so good with their quick-paced rounds, really just overloading the likes of ATK. But when ATK just take a page out of your book and give it right back to you, that medicine's not going to be tasting so good.
Yeah, it's not my favorite way to consume it. I like just dishing it out. I don't enjoy doing the taking part. Oh, God, that's a beautiful no-scope.
Let's go. Sen has been on something else. Let me just tell you, that 3K with the MP9, now it's a no-scope just to finish off first match of the day. I mean, hopefully they're going to be still, you know, I want to see them like just freaking out about that matchup. Yes, it didn't go quite the way that they were expecting, but that has been the best showing we've seen from them so far in this competition.